Hey, what's up, y'all? This is the Will and DeShaun show.
Yes, sir. Guess who's who? This is DeShaun, and I'm Will.
Yeah.
Just in case y'all never know.
Right, honestly. But
I mean, we gotta make it obvious. Like, who is who?
we have to. It's,
Gotta let people know.
Makes sense. But yeah, so today we're gonna talk about going back, all the way back, decades and decades and decades back to our 20s.
It ain't that far out. Wait a minute.
Back to the 80s.
Ooh, I was born in the 80s. I wasn't 20 in my 80s. In the 80s.
We have left the 20s. If you haven't.
Yeah, I'm double on that.
Right. Hey, I am approaching, okay?
I did 20 plus. That's
Only like right here, and I'm like right here.
Yeah,
so.
I've done 20 years after my 20.
But now that we have passed the 20s and damn near the 30s at this point, some things that we would do differently. If we could go back in time and relive the 20s, what are some things we would do differently?
Okay, let's do a top 3.
Okay.
And then maybe a top 5. One, I went to traditional college. Like I went away to college.
Okay, why?
During that time I was young and working, so I didn't think.
You just went straight to work.
Yes, okay. I had always been working, so college was the least of my worries. And I hated school in high school. So I was like, okay, when I'm done, I was like, my high school diploma. At that time, as long as you got a high school diploma, you were fine.
Way back then.
So I still ended up going like trade school and stuff like that. However, I did wish I went to a traditional 4-year college.
Okay.
That's one thing I could change. Because just to have that whole experience of living on campus and all that stuff, living the different world life,
Pledging.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Never know.
Homecomings and all that jazz. Yeah.
The second thing is actually probably leaving the country.
Okay. You would have left the country in your 20s
Yes.
to live or to visit?
To visit.
Okay.
To probably like study abroad or something
You
like
never
that.
left the country?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
But just to like live for a period of time and
Okay.
submerge myself into another country. Not to say that I can't do it now. However, you're more fearless, back then in your 20s than you are now as me being 43.
Right. And that's a great point to make, that all the things that we're going to list you can still do today more than likely.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So it's never too late if you want to spend some time in Europe or Africa or
Absolutely. But it just also takes money to do so. See, back when you're in your 20s, you do everything on a wing and a prayer. So, and then things just so happen to work out most of the time.
Yeah,
but now,
like that.
oh no, that kind of life is not for me. Security is one of my things that I have hold dear, and that I have to break up as well.
Right.
Because sometimes it holds me back for being so, I guess, controlled in that way.
Okay.
It's kind of a little bit harder for me to take a chance sometimes.
Okay. So yeah.
So that's 2 of the things. I can't think of the third one as of right now, but I'm sure it'll come to me.
Okay. So something I would do differently. I would come out early. I would have came out as soon as I had the inkling that I was gay. Like literally, I would have came out immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just feel like that's something you have to get out the way. That's something DeShaun needed to get out the way.
Okay.
Just go ahead and come out so we can go on with the show. Like, just come on out so we can go. Like, just get it on, get it over with. And
So, do you regret coming out later?
I'll say this: everything happens for a reason.
Okay. Do you think it would have mattered more when you were younger?
It was a different time.
Okay, so gotcha.
Time is moving so fast now that it's now a different time from when I came out. But
wow.
I think if I would have came out at, I don't even know if I was gay at 18, but I'm just saying 18. I think it would have shaped my life a lot differently.
Gotcha.
A lot differently. And I think that sometimes you gotta go ahead and make people mad. Like, go ahead and make people mad.
Yeah, do what's best for you.
Yeah, do what's best for me. And I think a lot of growth happens after that too. So yeah, and I think
True, I believe that. I do believe that.
A lot of confidence issues would have been moved out the way. It would have helped. That's how I feel.
Oh, you know what another thing I would have done?
What?
I would have partied early in my 20s. Even though I started like in my mid 20s, I started kind of late 20s. Okay. Because I lived as a Christian since my teenage years. Like strict Christian. Like it was church homework.
Really praise God.
Like that was like I live like really strict. So when people think I'm an atheist now, which always makes me laugh because when I tell people I'm at form, I still believe in God. Right. I'm more agnostic now, more so like fully practicing Christianity or whatever. But yeah, because of that, like I was living for the Lord. So it wasn't no party, it wasn't no drinking, it wasn't no smoking, it wasn't none of that.
What was your denomination?
I grew up apostolic.
Okay.
So very strict. Okay. So very strict.
That says a lot about you.
Yeah, I grew up very strict. Like, that's another reason why. Again, also from growing up in a military background, because my father was in the military, my uncles were in the military. So it did also with the structure of
very conservative.
Yes. Which is funny thing is people think I'm conservative, but I guess on how I look and maybe present myself. But I'm very liberal. That's the thing. You don't think so?
I don't think you're very liberal. You may not be as conservative as some people see you. I'll say that. But
you know what?
I wouldn't say that. Very liberal.
Yeah, not to that point. But I am more liberal than people think that I'm conservative. Right. I would say because people really think I'm really conservative, but I'm really not.
Right. You said Chicago was conservative, right?
Chicago is a conservative. If you grew up black, first of all, black people are conservative.
Very.
Like if you believe it or not. It's right. Black people are very conservative, you know, based on religion or whatever. So you kind of grow up in that. But for me, being different, being just who I am, that didn't work with who I was. You know, we have to realize that, hey, well, if I'm already different from what this life handbook says I'm supposed to be, that means that handbook don't apply to me.
Interesting.
So that's how I felt about that.
Another thing I would have done in my 20s, I think I would have dated a lot more. I think I partied enough. Like I don't regret. Well, I feel like I partied enough. I can't even say I don't regret not partying because I feel like I partied enough. I didn't party a whole lot. Okay. But I partied enough. I do wish I would have dated a little bit more. I just feel like when you date, you learn yourself a little more.
So what's stopping you now? Now you're more mature.
I know, right? Now what's the excuse?
Because back then you might have just been a bit of hope. Now.
And you know what? Dating / whoring more. How about that?
Okay.
I think I should have wowed out a little bit more. But I do feel like when I tried to wow out, it didn't really work. Gotcha. I just couldn't.
It wasn't
do
you.
it, and I was in my 20s. I feel. Okay. Yeah. I was like late 20s.
Certain things are not certain people. Everybody don't have a whole phase. Everybody just don't want to be doing all of the drugs.
Maybe I'll turn my 40s and parties.
So sometimes I do feel that way as well. I was like, ooh, I'm probably having like a midlife crisis.
Does it have to be a midlife crisis? Or can it just be an experience?
I mean, technically it's still a experience.
Does it have to be a crisis? You have to put a negative tone to it.
Okay. Yeah. A midlife experience. Yeah. Okay, new word, midlife experience. Okay. Because you know, I am really that's what I'm working on now. It's my second act. Because I do feel like, okay, to go back to the 20s, I feel like I wasted a lot of potential that I've had and a lot of dreams that I should have chased when I was younger. Right. With the cares of life, they basically are dream killers. Yeah. So, like I said, I feel like when you're younger, you are more to take a risk and do things that you've never done. But again, when fear is installed in you based on different reasons, from religion, from family or whatever, it kind of stifles you in a way. Yeah. So now I feel like I'm breaking free more now that I'm in my 40s.
Never too late to live your life.
That's true. But what does your life look like now? You know, and going forward, that's how I'm looking at like what's my second act is going to look like. And not that I'm like super worried about it, but I am like going through. But I also do kind of want to have his go by controlling thing, some kind of plan to get to that I need to get to.
I understand.
Because we're not getting younger, we're getting older. And I do I do want to retire, and I don't want to have to like be working and stuff way past retirement age. You know, that is a big concern of mine. Another
thing I would have done is I would have swapped jobs a lot more. I worked at the same, really, all of my 20s, I worked at one place, literally. I'm just thinking about that, yeah. I was at this one restaurant as a server the whole time. Even if I was a server or bartender the whole time, I would have moved restaurants a lot quicker. Now, the thing now, everyone says like you need to switch jobs so you can move up. And I wish I wouldn't have been that loyal to one place.
Now, this is where part of my story comes in. Okay. With me, my purpose of moving to Atlanta was that.
Oh, okay.
I had been on my job for almost going on 12 years.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I got to the point I was like, I hate it here. Like I literally hated it. I wasn't even going to show up anymore.
Yeah.
Like I was, you know, people always talking so I'm gonna go to work and I'm just gonna leave and go home. Baby, wasn't no going home. I wasn't going to the job.
Right.
Like that's how much I started to hate it. And that's why I would say, since of moving, yes, it was time. But again, being taught from your parents, you know, you get your job, you stay on that job, get a pension. During that time, I am still a man of a particular age. We did have pensions back in the day before they switched it over to 401ks and all this stuff. So they told you stick on that job and move up in that job and, you know, gain your pension and 401k and stuff like that. So like I said, more so take a chance. And that's it. I vowed to myself that I would never allow myself to be stuck on a job ever again, doing that one particular thing. And since living here in Atlanta, I have done multiple things. Yeah, and now I'm ready to do something else.
Right. My parents stayed on their jobs for like 30, 40 something years.
Absolutely.
And I think just seeing them do it made me and my siblings do it too.
Absolutely. You going to
we just kind of saw it.
Same. My dad literally been on the same job my majority of my whole entire life.
Yeah.
Like he's literally going to retire in like the next year or two. Yeah. Like he's been there for that long.
Yeah. Same jobs. And then it was a different time back then. It's like
absolutely.
My parents in their 70s, so they was just happy to have a job.
Again, that goes for somebody else not taking.
And they had kids, so they couldn't take. You know, they couldn't really do too much.
Well, that says a lot because clearly that was both our parents' problem.
Right. And I didn't have kids, so I feel like I should have taken more risk.
Same, because we didn't have children.
And I feel like I still should take more risk because I have children.
Same. Because we don't have anything tying us down. Exactly. And much as I want to get a dog,
calculated risk.
I really want a dog. However,
you should get a dog.
I feel like the dog's gonna tie me down. It ain't like I'm like super adventurous anyway. But when I have seasons, I call them seasons where I'm like bored, not doing anything, chilling.
They should have a service where you can adopt a dog
for a while.
Yeah, for like a couple.
Because again, because I like to travel, so when I get back into my travel bag and be my season of being busy again and going places, who gonna watch my dog? And
you could take it with you.
No,
you know.
And dog hotels is expensive. I ain't got that kind of money yet.
Dogs.
Y'all gotta keep liking this video and subscribing so you get paid.
But yeah.
And that's a lifelong commitment. Like it's not like a little, you know, you
the
have
dog?
a dog. Yeah, you gotta keep the dog until the dog die.
Yeah.
And dogs live for some dogs live for a long time.
Yeah, true.
So if you feel like if you feel like that kind of commitment, much as I am a commitment person, however, that kind of commitment,
maybe you can start with the cats.
Dude, let me tell you why I'm not going to get a cat.
Why?
Because one of my friends say I'm a cat person.
What's wrong with being the cat man?
He said, and I refuse to be an older man with a cat.
What's wrong with cats?
Let me tell you,
my parents have a cat.
Let me tell you something. Cats are way more self-efficient than dogs.
Yeah,
that's the one thing I like about them, and that's why my friends like, you need to get a cat. Mm-hmm. You're a cat person because you don't like dogs. Because dogs.
I thought about getting a cat.
I was like, are you crazy? But I could definitely see you with a cat.
After saying that you would never get a cat, you can see me with a cat.
I can both. Well, don't get me wrong. I probably would get a cat and a dog. See, a cat is less it's more self-sufficient. Okay. So you can leave a cat at home and you can go out of town. I mean, those they got food and stuff like that because they have the automatic feeder and all that stuff and the automatic litter thing. Mm-hmm. A dog depends on you for every single thing.
Dogs need attention.
And exactly, and then they'll tear your house up while you're gone because they bad. And you can't leave them.
Now, cats will too. Well, they like to knock stuff down.
Cats are sneaky and sly. But I'm saying, but at least a cat can still stay in the home and don't have to be caged up while you're gone. A dog, you can't leave a dog out. But some people can leave their dog out, but it's a whole different thing. And then the dog has to be fixed. It's just too much with a dog. A dog will piss and shit it all in your house.
Why is it an insult to be called a cat man?
Because it's...
Does it scream old, lonely guy?
Yes. Because just like the cat lady, when you're an old person, an older woman, they always call them cat ladies. They don't have any kids. And they have all these cats. Yeah, I refuse.
I hate that. Oh.
He said, yeah, your personality is more suited for a cat than a dog.
But if you're a dog guy, you're like a lively.
I was like, yeah, because you're more adventurous and stuff like that, more caring and loving.
It's the same shit.
I was like, you do have to still
all
carry
these people be attached to their damn dog.
And their cats. However, and I was like, I want a dog. What's wrong with me around with a dog? I like dogs.
Do you want a big dog or a little dog?
A small dog.
Okay. Oh, like a little toy dog.
Like a French bulldog. That's what I want. I want a French bulldog.
You want like a cute little Yorkie?
No, I want a dog that looks like a boy dog.
A Chihuahua.
I don't like chihuahuas. Them little dogs, they nick too much.
They do.
They, you know.
Yeah.
So either like a French bulldog, maybe like a miniature pincher, or like a it's another dog I want, like a Pomeranian or something, like something. But not a Pomeranian. I know you know a Pomeranian is kind of like a little girly dog, like a Scottish Terrier, a little miniature terrier.
Right.
Like those dogs are so cute to me. But like, I want like a guy dog. I don't want like a Yorkie. You know, Yorkies are cute. If somebody want to give me a Yorkie.
You don't want a bitch dog?
Yes, I don't want a bitch dog. Cause you see, I'm this big old tall dude, this little ass bitch dog.
I've seen plenty of huge guys with little dogs.
I know, and they look like bitches.
Well, the shoe fits, okay?
That goes back, I guess that goes back to our masculinity video from last week. You kind of want to look at
Another thing I would have did in my 20s, I went hard for the things I wanted creatively, as far as music and stuff like that, but I just wish I would have went harder.
Okay.
I do feel like I did give it a good and still giving it a good but I feel like you always look back in the past and see things that you could have done differently. True. Like things you could have just spoke up about. And again, I think it was a lot of confidence issues. It was that.
Okay. So you wish you were more confident in your 20s?
Yes.
Are
that's
you more confident now in your 30s?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, God. Not that I was scary in my 20s, but I was just very, I don't know. I was scary. Let's just say
okay. And I'm not being honest. I wish I would have got into fitness in my 20s.
Same. Oh my God.
Because I was always slim and skinny. I didn't gain weight until my 30s.
Oh, okay.
I was always like skinny. I had been a skinny kid, a skinny teenager, skinny 20 something. I really didn't gain weight until my mid 30s. And now trying to see and I think that's why I'm having a problem with my body image, because I'm so used to being skinny.
You were skinny your whole life.
Yeah, I was skinny my whole life, and I kind of still see myself as skinny. However, when I did gain weight, and now that I'm like semi fit and get in that realm, I don't know what I want my body to look like, because I know I don't want to be skinny anymore, because I do like the size that I am now. But I don't it's hard for me to picture that good in between for myself.
I think the earlier anybody starts working out, the better. Oh my God.
Absolutely. Because it'd have been a habit that you already had.
Yeah. That, and there's so many benefits to exercise just to have a healthier life, as well as look good too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We all want to look good, but yeah, the earlier
it comes with aesthetics as well as a good life, a good healthier life. Absolutely. Yeah. You know what, another thing I wish I learned in my 20s? How to manage my credit and understand what credit is.
Yeah. I don't know what I was doing with my credit in my 20s, but it was wrong. And it's like, I always think about my credit and be like, I don't even have nothing to show for this debt. That's the main thing I be thinking all the time. Like, I have nothing to show for this debt.
When you look back on it.
Why is this here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, who did this?
Yeah. Yeah, I just wish I had better financial knowledge.
Yeah.
And even now in my 40s dealing with credit, I'm like, okay, I learned how to do it. I got to stick to it.
Yeah.
And not fall back to old habits.
It's such a scam.
It literally is a scam.
I also wish I would have learned how to cook in my 20s.
Okay. Yeah. Now, learning how to cook, I did learn how to cook younger, when I was younger. However, I don't like to cook.
Right.
Like, that's not my passion. I wish I had that passion. Right. Like, my brothers, they have that passion, but I don't have that passion. I can cook to take care of myself and have food to eat. And even like, now I've surprised myself and pushed myself to even like make my own like Thanksgiving dinner, like soul food dinners and stuff like that or whatever. I made a lasagna, and it was like, I made like peach cobbler. Like, I've been trying things, and they've been coming out really good, and I've really been surprising myself. But I was like, can't see myself doing this all the time. I said if I ever got rich, the one thing I was getting was a chef.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing I said I ever wanted. I don't even want a big mansion. I just want a chef.
I feel like when I was in my 20s, I didn't have the desire to cook. I'll say that.
Okay.
So I don't really regret it, but I do wish I was a little further along in my cooking.
Okay. I think it was more so of a survival thing, because my dad taught me how to cook.
Yeah. Cause I think from working at a restaurant for so long, it made me not to cook at home.
Yeah, so you never really had to, Joe.
Yeah, and then it was always food somewhere.
So yeah.
I
see, but that's understandable. Oh, it's actually kind of crippled you in a way.
In a way, I can cook enough to survive.
Right.
But now that I'm starting to get older and have a different taste for different things, I see stuff on Instagram that I want to try and stuff like that.
Do you also think that because, just say like holiday time, right? Because your family cooks, your mom cooks and stuff like that. So you never had to do that kind of cooking for yourself that you never really had the desire to?
Kind of, sort of. I don't have a desire to cook that food though.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't cooking greens stuff up. Greens and dressing.
Well, you have a lot of siblings too. I was like, who will keep up the family traditions? Big Mama, your arm.
Meals and recipes.
That's what they say. To be honest, we are.
Yeah.
Because the regular survival skills, a lot of people don't have.
But I mean, Thanksgiving is the only time I want that food. To be completely.
Do you know how to barbecue?
Honest, I don't.
See, that's what I'm saying.
But it's like I don't be wanting that food that often.
I'm just saying, just say if you couldn't go home, just think it's quicker for you to go home versus myself. But what if you didn't? Money ain't always,
We're
ready,
rich.
available. We are.
Yeah.
However, you did not tell our business on camera. We trying to look like regular homeless people out here. Not homeless, but we look like regular working class people. Right. But yeah, stuff like that. I don't know. I just feel like there's some things that, especially as a man, you should know how to do.
I mean, I can cook.
And it's not that you have to do, like I said, do it all the time.
But I do love when someone else can cook, though.
Absolutely. I love to eat.
Right.
Imagine, I really love to eat, but I don't again, cooking is not my passion. I really don't like to cook.
But nowadays, everyone's cooking differently now. So the days of the old soul food cooking are starting to be behind us.
That's true. However, again, it's like, I guess if you don't mind just being the paper plate bringer over the years, so
that's my role.
It's like sometimes you want to bring something like, ooh, I want to taste DeShaun. Ooh, DeShaun made a potato salad.
And you know what? That's the pressure I have with cooking. I'm always thinking about, are they gonna like this? Because sometimes I cook at home and I'll let my friend try it. It'll be like spaghetti. But I be self-conscious about it. Like, I'm like, oh my God, are they gonna like, did I put too much this? Did I put too much that? Versus just cooking for myself, I'm like, well, if I mess it up, I'm eating it.
Or throwing it away.
Yeah.
I throw it away.
No, I'm eating my food.
I'm
One thing about me,
if it's nasty to me, I'm throwing it away. That means definitely nasty.
One thing about me,
they gotta have those problems.
I'm gonna eat every bit of it. Because to me, that's money. I bought this for a reason. I'm eating this food.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do wish I was a little further along in my cooking. But again, it's never too late. And that's one of the things I'm going to get into, especially when I start to have more time. I do want to, especially because I'm on this health journey, so I want to start cooking different things, trying different juices, and all the little healthy recipes I see online.
It's so funny that you said juices, because I was like, I want to buy me a juicer, because I do want to try more holistic things, or just things to get the nutrients for my body.
Right.
That's kind of like more natural versus about a lot of products that's processed.
Yeah.
I want to cut down on having processed food a lot.
Yeah, same. I don't have a lot of processed food, but
yeah, I just want to eat like a lot of whole foods. Like again, when I cook myself, of course, I eat more whole foods. But again, then there's still food that is processed that you get. Especially when you read the back of the labels.
Sometimes I feel like I should have got married in my 20s. There was no suitor. there was nobody there to marry. But I do wish. Sometimes I wish that I was already married and settled.
Oh, not me, not at all.
Cause but you don't really do. Well, I don't know. I can't speak for you.
Absolutely not.
But for me, I just feel like I don't date a lot, and I don't want to date a lot. I just want to have one. I don't want.
Well, see, I go through spells when I'm not dating. However, there's a lot of things which I will probably explain on another separate video, and add a video for us together about my dating life and the reason why the dating seems to be difficult for me sometimes. Okay. But
that's a good podcast.
No, absolutely not. I never. Oh no, because I wanted to be footloose and fancy free. So when I did start like doing stuff and stuff like that, like I liked it. I never wanted to be married. Yeah. I had no desire to be married in my 20s at all. Because I didn't want to go with my life. I just got grown.
Be married while I was 20, but now that I'm looking back at 20, I do wish I would have settled because I just feel like I know myself better now.
So,
and I feel like
are you saying more like late 28, 29, 20s or not, or fresh 21, 22, 20s?
I would say 28, 29.
Okay. Yeah. That makes a little bit more sense versus because my early 20s, absolutely.
Because again, I was trying to.
Hell, I ain't gonna lie. In my early 20s, early 30s.
I feel like I was trying to live this life of a bachelor, and it just wasn't working. I do feel like I'm more of a monogamy type.
Okay, monogamous type.
Yeah, some monogamous type.
Yeah, I'm in my full. It's clear I'm still in my full bachelor mode, right? And
Hey, you never know.
I feel like more of a bachelor now than I did when I was younger. But do I have any desire to get married now? Yes and no.
Why not?
I don't know. Again, I guess if you get older, you get into a place where you don't, when I said not like the change, but you love your own comforts.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know every living arrangement in every situation, I would love to have like a Shirley Ralph and her husband kind of thing. We
They got separate homes?
Absolutely.
That's fun.
That is so ideal for me.
Mm-hmm.
But that could change because you could be so in love that you want to be all up in their face.
And I can meet the man of my life, man of my dreams, and get divorced. So I can be sitting right here talking all this and
that's true. I mean, that's
be out in these streets in a year. So
that's a part of life. Do you want to get married now?
Yeah, I do. Not even. Yeah,
okay.
I want partnership.
Let me ask you something.
Okay.
Because we had a friend who would come down to this marriage thing. Do you want to just be married or do you want a wedding?
I don't want a wedding.
See, some people want a wedding and don't necessarily want a real marriage. Because some people are so enthralled in the wedding ceremony and all that hoopla that they forget that there's a real thing of marriage afterwards.
I don't want a wedding. I want the courthouse. Yeah, I don't care for weddings like that.
I've been in enough weddings and I've seen the weddings and I just saw somebody get married in my family and I was like, if I couldn't do this right, I wouldn't get married at all. Because there's no shade to these people. However, when I looked at this wedding that they just had, I was like, y'all should just wait. Y'all should just went to the courthouse.
Oh, wow. Was it that bad?
If you're going to do something, you get quality, right? And
was
that's
it quality to them?
It could have been, because guess what? I'm still here single looking stupid, right?
Exactly.
But no shade. But however, no, I never really wanted a wedding. I always thought weddings was a waste of money. I would rather take that money that we're going to spend on this elaborate wedding on a really nice honeymoon and really nice rings. And or buy a property if we're actually going to cohabitate together.
Right, and I agree with all that. But to each his own.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, people very much to each his own because it ain't my desire. Because again, what do you do when you get a partner who actually want the whole pumps and circumstance of a wedding and you don't? Do you give in or do you stand your ground? Good question.
I would compromise. I would compromise. If I loved you enough, I'm very compromising already. So if I loved you enough, I would compromise. It's not going to be as big as you want it to be. Okay. We're not renting out Mercedes-Benz Stadium for your wedding, okay?
Oh, so the Georgia World Congress Center.
We're going to go to somebody's backyard.
Okay. I said if I did have to get married because this person wants a actual wedding and I'm tired of fighting them on not wanting one, it would be a destination wedding and it would definitely be no more than 10 people.
But I gotta be in love, okay? It gotta be deep.
First of all, it has to be, like I said, like your parents, my parents, whoever is the bride and groom people, that's about it. But
you wouldn't invite me?
If you're part of the wedding party, fool.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I just said that whoever's in the wedding party, if I really, really had to, right? If this person was really fighting me and I was like, you know what? I love this person, so I'll just do it, right? Yeah. It would definitely be destination because I don't want all that extra stuff.
But sometimes I also feel like I'm saying I want to be married just because I'm tired of trying to date.
So
I feel like dating is just such a chore that I think what I'm saying is I'm tired of dating. I'm tired of going through all the steps of dating. So I just wish I just had someone.
So you just wish you was in a committed relationship?
Something like that. Because I'm not at home really lonely like that. I mean, I'm a human and I'm a healthy man.
So lonely.
Right.
Very
Come on, yes. But I do feel like maybe it's the lazy side of me saying, I just wish this was over with.
So you like me, I like you, we're in a relationship now, let's be done.
I mean, I don't want to just be with anybody.
No, of course, I would hope not.
But
I mean, Now that's actually easy.
Dating is just
that. We'll get find somebody for real.
We can do a whole nother podcast on dating and the chores of it.
Yeah.
It's just a lot.
And that's you know what? I'm actually scared of that one because I don't want to come off as, and I hear so many people, they come off so bitter and so jaded.
Yeah. Oof.
So we'll just keep probably table that for a regular friend conversation.
It can come off. It's gonna be friend conversation, but I'm gonna record it
with the camera on. But yeah, but I get it. Like I said, maybe dated more in this. Well, I actually did date in my 20s. That's the funny thing. I did date in my 20s.
I don't want to date more. I just want to find the right person.
A relationship.
Yeah.
But well, I guess you'll find it when you find it, right?
Yeah.
But again, sometimes some things are meant for you at a different time.
I mean, I think that's everything we're talking about, from career to marriage to living somewhere else. I think everything happens for a reason.
Let's talk about the second act.
Yeah.
I don't know, the second act of my life, the second half is going to be greater than the first half.
I also wish I would have, and this is a confidence thing too, because I think when you're young, you're just told to go to college and do something good. Mm-hmm. But I wish I would have sat down and really planned my life better, because I think I always knew what I wanted, but I think I was always scared to go after it with 100%.
So you still had the fear in your youth.
Yeah. So it was just kind of, and you know, it's like.
So what was it in your 20s that you wanted?
I always wanted to do music, like always.
You know, I had two things, well, maybe three things in my youth that I was really into. I was into music because I'm also a singer-songwriter. I was into fashion. I wanted to be a model because that's the Love in America's Next Top Model. And I wanted to be a model so bad. I actually was on agency. I actually did do a runway shade one time before. Actually, a couple of times before. Those were my two biggest passions. And then I feel like, you know, in your head, like, oh, let me go to school for business.
Right. Exactly.
You know, stuff like that. But, because if I really thought about it now, I wanted to go to Berkeley.
Oh, wow.
For music. Because I wanted to learn the music business because I didn't want to get got from one of them Diddy contracts.
And sometimes.
Or the LA Reid contracts, or the Pebbles contract he was getting people. So I actually wanted to learn the business.
And to speak on that, that's why sometimes I'm thankful I didn't make it early. Because maybe I would have gotten taken advantage of in some type of way. Like, all the crazy stories are coming out now. All the horror stories, from financially to
that's the main thing.
Sexually to just, it's a lot out. So I think me being naive and young and green, maybe I wasn't ready. Maybe I was being protected. They say when God say no, that's really Him protecting you. So maybe it was just, you know, it just wasn't time, and that's okay.
Because the second half, you still got time. It's more.
You got time to do whatever you want to do.
That's true. Because every day is new.
Right. I still try. It was such a short date. I can't get over that. I'm sorry, but.
Well, you might need to see a counselor about that.
Okay.
That's what I'm
doing. I'm having a good time by myself, though. All right.
You enjoy your own
fun
company.
Time. Okay.
Well, there's nothing wrong with joining your own company, but sometimes you do want to join somebody else's company.
Yeah.
Britney Spears got a song called "The Touch of My Hand." You know, we're gonna do a podcast over all the masturbation songs that people have out.
That would be a great show.
But yeah, sometimes you need to touch myself. Oops, oh my, okay.
It's you.
But yeah, sometimes you
I don't get on masturbation. That's not what I meant when I said having a good time on myself. I was saying that I enjoy my company, just period. I can't.
I'm just saying.
I do that too.
But sometimes you need somebody to touch you out. Somebody to touch you.
Do I?
Like, yes, lay your hands
maybe on. Sometimes I be thinking maybe God didn't want me to have someone else.
Ooh, now we gonna talk about that.
That's a whole other show too.
That's a whole other show.
But
I think we both walked in that grocery lane.
I am really okay with being alone. I really,
and I don't.
All of this sounds like a big contradiction. This whole show does, but
right. But let me speak to that.
Yeah.
I also feel the same. However, I said I don't think it's a good thing that I feel that way.
Why?
Because I feel like everybody's meant to be with somebody in some capacity.
Friends.
Yeah, but
you want like a romantic.
Yes, I was going to say, because yes, that's what we do as people in general. We surround ourselves with our friends.
Humans need humans.
But you can't get romantic love from your friends unless them folks will be romantic with their friends.
Y'all friends who be
y'all friends with benefits, people. But no shade.
That was real judgy, wasn't it?
Slightly. But I don't think it's okay, because I think as we get older, we're so used to being by ourselves and keeping our own company and being, doing what we do for ourselves, that it's like, well, if nobody come, I'm cool.
That's how I feel.
Right, and that's not a good thing. I don't think it's a good thing.
I'm happy. I'm in a good place.
Same, but it's like sometimes you just need a hug.
This works.
No. Sometimes you need that to release that endorphins, like from somebody else.
I hug all my friends.
Yeah. However,
I hug my mama when I see her.
We're talking about different. We're talking about a different kind of romantic.
And I understand what you're saying.
The affection of a person.
I just feel like if it was meant to be, it would have been.
You know what?
I
hear that a lot about,
if it's gonna
especially
be
people in the community. Those are the cards that we were dealt.
Yeah.
And I was like,
and I think certain people fall into a relationship like that. They not trying.
They fall into one, fall out of one, and fall right back into another one.
I've always said some people are just prone to relationships. Like it's some type of aura or some type of genius they got that they just.
So do you wish you at least had the 50-50 to not the more stronger side to not wanting to be in one versus, falling into one quickly like most people can?
I don't really know. I don't know how to answer that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer that. I just kind of wish dating wasn't such a chore because it makes me okay with being. That contributes to
because
me
again,
okay.
Not to say that we need somebody because we're getting older.
Right. And I don't want to date because of that either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
However, there's some things as people we need people, right? And yes, we have our friends that you can call me or whatever. And we can try to be there for each other as much as possible. However, there's a difference when somebody is at least, and I guess this is our culture, coming home to you and see that you didn't fell on the floor and like, what the hell?
And I understand that, but I also don't want to date a nurse. Meaning, I don't want to date somebody just in case I need help. Yeah. Like, I want love. I'm very self-sufficient in a lot of different ways. So I don't need that.
Same.
Yeah, I don't need that. And I would feel guilty if, I couldn't get over that. I don't know if I can do that. I'm not there yet.
Let me tell you this.
I just say I will never be there.
I know love is different for everybody, but when I think about love, I think about my grandparents. Okay. And I think about when my grandfather got sick, how my grandmother took care of him. And to me, that's love, right?
That is
because
love.
Some people just put you off at home and go hit it and go be married or do whatever. But to me, that was the ultimate sacrifice. That's that sacrifice, but the ultimate sign and showing of love.
Right.
Because again, when your person can't do for themselves anymore, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, now you have this person, I don't know.
I still don't feel like that's a reason to fall in love.
No, I said that's an act of love to me. Like, I feel like that's an act of, but
I don't think that's romantic love. I think that's just love.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I don't know what they was doing, I don't get into all of that. All right. However,
pause.
Right. But I don't know, it's just some things like, I don't know, it's a caring kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, because again, you have that for your parents.
Not everybody has that though.
Okay, well, I have that for my parents. When my mom got sick, I went to Savannah. So, I mean, I don't and I would do that for a friend too. Like, if a friend was sick, I would try to do what I can do. Mm-hmm. But, I don't know. I don't know. Like you said, love is different for everybody.
Love is different for everybody. Yeah. I wish I'd have fell in love in my 20s.
Okay. See?
Because I don't know what love is.
You want to be married too?
No. I did. I
just put words in his mouth.
No, that definitely still didn't want to get married. However, I wish I would have fell in love in my 20s. I don't truly know what love is.
I think I've never been how to say it.
I've never been in love.
But
I've been a strong like.
Strong like.
Yeah,
it's always funny when you say that.
No, it's the truth.
I like to, because it makes me think someone's confessing their love for you and you just say, I like you too.
No, because people don't stick around long enough for you to fall in love.
I know that's right.
That's the reason why I've never been in love. Yeah. So, and one of my friends, he pushed me so much because he was like, but I want you to be in love, I want you to experience love, and you never been in love before. And he said, that makes me so sad when you say that. I was like, why? I was like, sometimes you can't miss things that you never had. Yes, I know what love is.
But you know what, Fred? I want love for you more than I want love for me.
How come?
Because
everybody want love for me than themselves. But okay, I'm listening. I really like to know.
I think that it will do you well. I think you're a little bit more interested in it than I am.
Again, that's another thing too. People think I'm more interested in something that I kind of really feel like I'm not.
Just the way you talk about it. I think you just have a deeper interest. You're a little bit more curious.
I would say this, just to experience, and I feel like that's a chakra that needs to be open.
Yeah.
I feel like there's two chakras I would say, and with as far as like the love chakra for me, is because I've never had kids, I never know what that chakra is like. I don't necessarily want children, right? Mm-hmm. However, but I see my sibling with his kid, and I see people with children, and I do have a love for children, but because I don't know what that, like how our parents feel about us, right? Mm-hmm. Like that kind of love. I would never experience that because I don't have a child, right? I know people sometimes they experience that if you get a pet or something like that. However, I'm talking about like a human. You know what I'm saying? Because people get them dogs up and they give them away without an option or whatever. However, I'm talking about that kind of love. And then the second is the romantic love, because I haven't had romantic love based on what you said earlier about dating being exhausting. Dating, it just never haven't really worked for me yet.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like as we get older, almost like how women feel about kids, or how single people feel about kids, I feel we get the same pressure when it comes to dating.
Oh, absolutely. But see, again, this is a lot. Let me try to make sum this up really quickly, because I know we can go on and on about this topic in particular, but who we are, we would never allow that, right?
Okay, yeah.
So I never seen it. I could never paint in those colors.
But, I mean, every time people see me, they ask the same questions, though. Who you dating?
Well, you know what? That's a good thing. You know, my experience is a lot different. So for you, it's a good thing that they're actually intrigued on who you date.
Dating anybody?
Right. That's actually a good thing, because most time people will just like cut that part off.
Now, there are some people who don't ask, but enough people ask for me to be annoyed by it.
So it's your mom and dad asking?
My dad does not ask, but my dad don't ask me a lot of stuff. He don't.
Okay.
My mom will ask in a different way. I can tell she's asking it.
So she's warming up to wanting to ask, are you?
Because she says something to like, you just up there by yourself. So I know what that means. Because she knows that I travel sometimes and I do things here and there. So I know she's thinking about me having someone.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, she says little things like that. My sister asks.
Okay.
Cousins, friends. My brothers kind of ask. They don't really ask like that because gay is still kind of sticky with my family. We are going to another zone now. We need to wrap this up. But it is still kind of sticky, so it is kind of like,
right.
Kind of walking on eggshells. Do I say it? It's still that. They still very southern Savannah.
It's still tolerance versus acceptance.
Right. And in their defense, it's not like I brought someone to show. So it's like they don't know that side of me.
I guess that probably would make it fully real to them.
Exactly. I say that all the time. I'm like, sure, they see the same person. They don't see a different person. Now, if I came home with somebody, then it's like, oh, it's getting real now.
Right. Now,
he came for real.
I guess so.
Right.
It ain't a phase. Okay.
He was dead serious, huh? But on that note, I think we can go all day.
Yeah, we will, actually.
But, yeah, thank y'all so much for listening. Maybe we should do like a little list. We're gonna make a little list for y'all and put it on TikTok or something. But yeah.
Y'all drop down in the comments, let us know what y'all would have done, what y'all wanted to do in y'all 20s.
If you could relive your 20s.
Or if you could relive and turn back that time.
Right. But thank y'all so much. Y'all have a nice day. Subscribe, share, comment, and all those good things. Bye.
Bye, y'all.